from my large intestine.
Are you
don't know.
sure? Really? No lah.
Yes.
Large intestine, as I know, got two function.
What?
It's about absorbing the water and also converting the unabsorbed food into feces. Feces you
Yeah.
poop.
But then how does large intestine looks like? Is it spherical or rectangle?
I don't know, but I think it's like sado-sado, like muscle, it's like.
I don't believe you.
Okay, fine. How about we discover more after this?
Structurally, there are four main parts of large intestine, which are cecum, colon, rectum, and anal canal. The opening from the ileum into the large intestine is guarded by a fold of mucous membrane called ileocecal sphincter. It's actually a valve that's allows material from the small intestine passes into the large intestine. Hanging inferior part to the ileocecal valve is called cecum. Cecum is actually a blunt pouch 6 cm long. Attached to the cecum is a twisted coil tube measuring about 6 cm called appendix or vermiform appendix. What is called vermiform? Vermiform is actually a worm shape. So vermiform appendix is like a worm shaped appendix. Then the mesentery of the appendix called a mesoappendix. It's attached the appendix to the inferior part of mesentery of the appendix. The open end of the cecum merged with a long tube called colon. And actually colon is a food passage, which is divided into ascending colon, transverse colon, a descending colon, and sigmoid colon. Both the ascending colon and the descending colon are retroperitoneal, whereas the transverse colon and sigmoid colon are not. The ascending colon ascends on the right side of the abdomen, reaches the inferior surface of the liver, and turns to the left to form the right colic flexure. The colon continues across the abdomen to the left side as the transverse colon. It curves beneath the inferior end of the spleen on the left side as the left colic and passes inferiorly to the level of the iliac.
Okay, let's move on to the descending colon. The extension of descending colon from left colic flexure to the pelvic rim and continuous below as sigmoid colon. The length of the descending colon is 10 inches. Descending colon is covered by peritoneum from front and sides. Descending colon also has pericolic latus on its both, the same as ascending colon. Next, sigmoid colon. The position of sigmoid colon is left iliac fossa and in pelvic cavity. The length of sigmoid colon is 15 inches. Sigmoid colon is covered by peritoneum, completely covered by peritoneum, and has a mesentery called pelvic mesocolon or sigmoid mesocolon. Then is rectum. The situation of rectum is third, fourth, and fifth of sacral and proxy of the first proxy. The length of the rectum is 5 inches, and rectum has lower part from rectal ampulla. Then the distension leads to desire to defecate. Rectum also covered by peritoneum, which have 3 parts, which is upper 1/3, middle 1/3, and lower 1/3. For upper 1/3, it covered front and sides. For middle 1/3, it only covered front, and for lower 1/3, devoid of peritoneum. Next, rectum has 2 mucous folds, which is longitudinal folds that called transitory, and horizontal fold that permanent, or what we call Houston valve.
This is the frontal section of the anal canal. The rectum, the last 20 cm of the gastrointestinal tract, lies anterior to the sacrum and the coccyx. The terminal 2 to 3 cm of the rectum is called the anal canal. Here is the anal canal. The mucous membrane of the anal canal is arranged in longitudinal fold called anal columns. This is the anal column. Here is located the anal column, and then the opening of the anal canal. The opening of the anal canal here is the anus. It is guarded by internal anal sphincter, which is involuntary here, and the external anal sphincter, which is voluntary. Normally, the sphincter keep the anus closed except during the elimination of the feces. This is the large colon cross section. Serous membrane. It is the most outer layer around organ of the GI tract below the diaphragm, also called visceral peritoneum.
It is composed of simple squamous epithelium and areolar connective tissue. It is also secrete a slippery, watery fluid to allow the tract glide easily against other organs. Secondly, muscularis. It is consists of longitudinal muscle and circular muscle. It is the thick layer of muscle in the GI tract. In the mouth, pharynx, and upper esophagus consists in part of skeletal muscle that produce voluntary swallowing. But in the rest of the tract, the muscularis consists of smooth muscle, which is circular fiber, and longitudinal fiber. It helps to break down food physically, meets it with digestive secretion, and propel it along the tract. Enteric nervous system controls the frequency and strength of its contraction. Submucosa consists of areolar connective tissue that bind the mucosa to the muscularis. It contains many blood and lymphatic vessels that receive absorbed food molecule. Also located enteric nervous system, brain of the gut, where it controls the secretion of the organs of the GI tract. Lastly, mucosa. In the lining of the tract, it composed of a layer of epithelium in direct contact with the content of GI tract, a layer of areolar connective tissue called the lamina propria, and a thin layer of smooth muscle called the muscularis mucosa. The contraction of muscularis mucosa contracts fold where it can increase the surface area for digestion and absorption. The mucosa also contains prominent lymphatic nodules that protect against an entry of pathogen through the GI tract.
Okay. What is feces? By the time chyme has remained in the large intestine for about 3 to 10 hours, it has become solid or semi-solid because of water reabsorption and is now called feces. Chemically, feces consist of water, inorganic salt, slug of epithelial cell from the mucosa of the gastrointestinal tract, bacteria, product of bacterial decomposition, and indigestible part of food. Defecation reflex. Mass parietal teat movement push fecal material from the sigmoid colon into the rectum. The resulting distension of the rectal wall stimulates stretch receptor, which initiate a defecation reflex that empty the rectum. The amount of bowel movement that a person has over a given period of time depends on various factors such as diet, health, and stress.
So guys, you have been looking at the video of the large intestines, that how the parts of the large intestines work and what its function is related to. So basically, as a conclusion, the main purpose of the large intestine is to for watery absorption. So as we can see that this large intestine serves a very important and vital role in the gastrointestinal system. So this makes and shows that the large intestine should be maintained in a good condition in our body. Okay, first of all, we will look at the structural anatomy of the large intestine. So first of all, the food that comes from the ileum would enter the ascending colon at the lower part, and when it enters the ascending colon, it will be raised up and goes towards the transverse colon, and then it will travel in the transverse colon towards the end and goes down to the descending colon. At the right bottom of the descending colon, it rises again through the sigmoid colon and rests in the rectum. So the waste that is collected in the rectum will be disposed out through the body through the anus. So as we can see that this is the main function of the large intestine. So there are also some diseases related to this large intestine, which is commonly known as constipation and also hemorrhage. So we must always maintain a good and healthy large intestine by drinking a lot of water and also maintaining our good diet in order to have a good large intestine that serves in the digestive system in our body. So guys, I hope that you understand this video and you have learned something that is beneficial for you. So that's all for now. Thank you.